Fame can do it all on his own. He's heard so many players actually start to head over as well. Now, there could be a potential of Mir also actually finding a player down in the canals. They've got an idea about it, and now look at this. It's all flanks on flanks. Keeker's going to be missing out on some big shots right there. Uncharacteristic after the game we just saw from him, and that actually opens things up a fair bit. James is low, and Nexa's already in on the A-bomb side. Needs to get the win on this duel, and Flit will not be giving it over to him, so with now the advantage regained, VP will extend and should be able to shut out this round. Keto thought he had a chance in the middle for a second over there, but no, only will have a $300 extra.
Just a couple of glances. That's all they really got out of Virtus.pro in this round. OG kept going in for a different look with the majority of these pistol players.
Mir does feel like a very young veteran in terms of... Feels like we might not have seen the best from him so far. Fame going in with 2 again. His best is definitely yet to be seen.
No kills. Not a zilch. None of importance anyway here for OG. And dusty landscapes seem to favor them.
Nexus push through with an M4. The Lonely Rifle is likely to be met by Mir soon, but Mir is not ready for Nexa to be peeking right into him, so he does end up falling. Convergence on this B bomb site from both sides, and Flit's entries are what gives them a chance, even with bullets dwindling. He still wants to take the face.
Well, that's awkward. Fame was still looking at the window and not anticipating the Nexa would have dropped all the way down, and so that one rifle is in no man's land. He's sandwiched in the canals and brought to hell. It's easy here for Virtus.pro.
A-side commitment is being planned, perhaps, but no, they're wrapping around for a B hit late. This is still going to have to contend with 2 players, and there's no way they get the bomb down. Fame, though, finding Nexa, and the bomb can be planted. Is there a way for Fame to get here fast enough? No, the bomb won't even go down, and Fame even falls after time, if I'm not wrong. Not that it would matter. But no one else. Nexa's not close enough to actually be a real threat in middle. Regali, though, finds the first. Does spot the bomb crossing, so information can be given over. Nexa uses the chaos to his advantage, pushing all the way through. Takes down Flit, and now it's just Keeker. James' demise means it's a 1-on-3. And as good as Keeker's been in entries, clutches has not been a matter he's been really tested in so far. Wants to peek forward. Flashbang is dodged. Regali pops out his shoulder, but the second peek is what gives him the kill. OG with a second round. Smoke out to the top of dark as well, as now the flashes will be going forward. Regali, close range angle, will not land the first shot. Nexa is the one to get the frag, and Fame responds with 2. Bash is still in dark. They should have been expecting it, but they do start pulling out util. Mir will cover them off regardless, and they don't have any casualties to...
Because as soon as Nexa falls, Regali falls with him, and the whole defense breaks down very quickly. They were actually in a decent spot. VP weren't going to clear for Regali up close, but...
Fame needs to just brute force into this A bomb site, but he's been forced to jump away. Good Molotov as well. Does some decent damage, but now comes out VP's second prong. It will still have to deal with 2 players who are completely prepared for them. Keto displaying that preparation. Keto comes out with 2. One prong of this fork is already down and out. It's only ready to be a spear to stab with, but can they stab into the site? No. James has to be the one to find the frag. Fame will be just carried through by his captain to a 2v1 Fasher, trying to bring it back while the bomb is planted. James turns the corner, needs a full quad kill, going for the pistol as well. No, Fasher was low, but now no more chances. Needs to get the no-scope, and it will not happen. Fasher in the game of chicken. Fiku will not cluck, at least not yet. Sound been given off. I feel like Mir must have heard that. Still, Fiku ripping them to shreds. Nexus also just spotted them out, but in the meanwhile, Keto's demise might start to make the CT sweat. It is a second kill for Keekert, so you'd think it's a 3v3, it's all fine, but these remaining 3 players are the ones with the rifles. Fiku wants to go for more. Fiku's got it. This round is all his. The bomb's not quite planted in the most conducive way to allow for that. Fiku will be able to get on it, but Fame's taking him down. Finally, the beast will fall. Regali, close range, gets the first. Fasher is trying to stick, but Regali can cover. OG given around all of the back of Fiku's heroics and Regaling's. In the game of chicken, Fiku will not cluck, at least not yet. Sound been given off. I feel like Mir must have heard that. Still, Fiku ripping them to shreds. Nexus also just spotted them out, but in the meanwhile, Kito's demise might start to make the CT sweat. It is a second kill for Kikert, so the bomb's not quite planted in the most conducive way to allow for that. Fiku will be able to get on it, but Fame's taking him down. Finally, the beast will fall. Regali, close range, gets the first. Fasher is trying to stick, but Regali can cover. OG given on the ground as he has met his demise, and the 3v3 with 2 incendiaries for VP will be very difficult to move past. Now, OG do have 3 smokes, so if you've got a good retake set, there's definitely still possibilities, but James playing the close range post plant, waiting for them to start pushing into him. Flit peeking off the back of one of his opponent's flashes, finds one, and that's a leg spotted out. Mir's more than happy to collect on it. Regali, a 1-on-3, no scope from downtown. MP9 switch up, but he might have some luck on the shot, no luck in the round. How many kills can he actually find over here, if any? Looks like might not be. He is just going to fade away. Hope that Flit can do the heavy lifting instead while he is taking a dirt nap. James still quite far off. He's not going to be able to get involved in the round at all. His teammates will be trying to lead a charge that is going nowhere except off the face of a cliff. Fame, with 2 kills at least, bands up his cash and his stats. But at this point, honestly, he's too committed. Otherwise, I wouldn't have hated him just trying to save this Kevlar. Now, another kill would be nice to have just for the extra money. Yeah. That nade does no damage at all. Pops up behind the wall. Fame actually ends up being one of the few players to find a kill. They are running out of bullets on the T side. You know, it shouldn't matter too much if Asher was already past it. But next, a big frag. Mir was getting worried about the lack of information on the VP side, and now VP might actually just be funneled into a save on A, or feeling that it has to be Kikert finding a big frag or 2. Maybe even working around and through the smoke is in the cards, but in the meanwhile, Flick down middle looks to connect. Fasher is waiting for that exact play. He's been so good on Dark, now he's great in Canals, and Kikert all alone will be falling.
Picking him apart across the map, and some of the counteractions there from VP caught off guard. Talk about the effects of pauses. Sometimes you lose your rhythm, but that happens for both teams. You know, everyone's affected.
Did die here earlier on, and hell, if he keeps on getting aggressive down Canals, he might again. Kito's there to catch him on the fall down, but the MP9 swing out. Kikert looking to replicate what Fasher had, but the double kill will fall short by 1. James now close in the smoke, waiting for it to dissipate. Needs to get some close range shotgun upping going on, but it just can't happen. Fame late to the party, but he's scared of Boogie regardless. Kito's already low. I think he might have been able to spot out the hand. I'm not sure, but Kito ends up peeking into his own death. Op recovered as well. Fame didn't have a kit, so he had to go fast, and he will be able to get the deep. VP are ready for the squeeze on A, and the squeeze starts with Kikert coming off with 1 kill, quickly jumping back out towards B main, and it's just OG falling apart. Nexa, the only one to find some frags. Regali adds to the conversation, one where his voice has been taken out, but Nexa, running out of bullets, will be unable to do much with a Glock. Fame to shut him down. VP
Molly will allow some space here for Kito, but there's one in response from the CTs. Thing is, Fiku's got the entry, and Flick can find no counteraction. He's the last man standing. Kito dropped and needs to try and delay longer and longer. His teammate is so far away in Jame, but Flit is fighting for his damn life. 15 seconds and a flank already accomplished. Nexa finally a little too far inside of the canal. He left Flit completely to his own devices. He had to win the round by himself.
It felt like VP had the right idea over there, but that last Molotov firing and then Kikert not finding a kill, Fiku just being able to start off the entry pathway makes it so they're just not able to get it done, even though they give up Dark, which, you know, we talk about how on OG side it becomes so hard to defend, but with 3 players playing right behind the default box. Wants to try and peek around this corner of the pillar, but Fame is now retreated instead. Fasher realizing it. He's just trying to make sure that he's protected from Dark, but they're not ready for Fame to actually go in behind. That is a massive oversight.
And they can't even get the kill in response. It's only been Fame that's been spotted, so if he dies, they're gonna let their guard down, knives out, and Mir can collect onto the perfect bait, but it's Fame that takes all the attention once again. Fast play into Dark, and Flit just deployed the smoke, so they know that he doesn't have his gun quite ready to fight, but Keto cannot collect on the frag, has a second player with him onto that pillar, and James has their back covered off as well. It's a crunch into this B bomb site that will see very limited success. The Nut is answering back, and the Cracker can find nothing. Oh,
Wow.
painful.
The amount of faith they have to have in James for that play right there. James just gives him the call that he covered before the guy is even dead. Fame turns around and starts fighting back. That's so impressive. Fame and Kiko both turn around from B main.
And Fiku plucked out. Delayed peek, and that smoke did nothing to help him. Fame and Jame are the ones to close things out. A second kill for Fame as well, and it's only Nexa, the in-game leader, and he can't quite big brain his way out of this one. Virtus.pro start slow in the series, but end strong to finish off OG and put them into the lower bracket.
Well, listen, this is very similar to what we saw in Mirage as well, right? OG starts to mount a comeback, they bring it up to 10, and then VP just stomps out their throats. What a fantastic showing from